Assholes Anonymous is sponsored by Executive Art on the Executive Art YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
We is back.
I am definitely fucking up over here. We are. That's how back we is.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
That thing's sitting on lean.
Assholes Anonymous.
I hope it keeps building.
And I am your spectacular and creative and super amazing host, King Kino in the building. Next to me, I got my main.
Cross the curl.
The cross the curl. Okay, dog to me. Dog this.
Shout out to the Alabama and
dog this is
steady rapping.
Oh.
Don DeMarco, Marco.
Okay.
Well, you know something, brother? It's your boy once again, the Hood Hulk Hogan.
Off the top rope. Wait,
y'all ain't even do it right. See, that's how we out of practice, y'all. We ain't got no practice. You got the top rope. It's your boy Maxwell, aka the Sultan of Shit Talk. Let's get it.
Word.
Yeah. We're coming to you live from Executive Art Studios.
You see the sign. You see the sign.
We changed it. Anyway, sponsored by Executive Art in Executive Art Studios. As those numbers in the building. All right, so we had a little layoff. Things been going. How y'all life been?
Oh man,
yeah,
we just here right now, bro.
Some invaders in here.
We had a studio of invaders. Listen, hey, have you ever walked into your studio and seen 1,000 migrating bugs?
Niggas.
Man, listen.
What the fuck is a stink bug anyway?
It was whatever the fuck it is. It was fucked up.
Man, but it was so many of them. It was so weird.
You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. We had to fumigate, desensitize,
terrible.
Look, all kinds of shit going on. All right.
We had to rid ourselves of the invaders.
Oh yeah,
right.
It was terrible.
Little bitches.
But now we're back.
Word.
And you know what I'm saying? And we back into the motions. And I've had a running theme going on around me lately, dealing with female interaction and the way that it's going. I just gotta put it out there and just say straightforward. Most of the chicks that you know are some of the most disloyal motherfuckers you will ever see in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. You know, you want to say, you don't want to say it's just females because there's a bunch of disloyal dudes around. But I'm just saying from my perspective and what I've been looking at as of late, it's been a lot of disloyalty when it comes amongst the female gender.
Right.
And the thing about the thing about it is once you figure out what they're loyal to, it makes a lot of the talk that you have amongst each other kind of frivolous. Because the main two things that you know what I'm saying that most chicks gonna be loyal to, right, is gonna be the scene or the dollar. You know what I mean? So what I mean by the scene, it gonna either be what the friends and all are into, right? Mm-hmm. Loyal as fuck to that.
See, I gotta disagree with that.
Shit, go ahead, disagree with
I gotta disagree with that.
Disagree.
I think most women are loyal to the money. I do agree with that part. They loyal to the bag.
So you believe they loyal to the bag, to the money? Okay, go ahead.
I also believe that they loyal to how their vagina feel.
They're not loyal to that. They're not loyal.
They are loyal to that. But the problem with that comes, their vagina always lies to them, so they got a lot of bodies on their belt.
They loyal to the lie. You believe that just?
I disagree with you both.
Okay,
what you think they loyal to?
What you think? What you?
Okay, my personal opinion. is that you guys are leaving out a plethora of other variables that I guess per your biases.
Keep it to two.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Keep it to two. Go ahead.
I'm saying, but it seems to me that pursuant to whatever it is you guys are biased to, you guys are leaving out the fact that females may be loyal unto themselves or unto a particular, I guess, thought pattern or belief system.
Can we call it the thing?
I mean, but what do you? Okay, I apologize if I'm not necessarily sure what you mean by when you say.
I can agree with the thought pattern or the
and so I simply say,
because if you got you a city girl, you know what you're getting.
right, but like, I say a lot of shit about Sierra, right? Like I know, but I say it in jest. right. Now, one thing I'm not a fan of is the fact that Sierra got the fake boobs. I'm not a fan of fake boobs. I don't like the way that they feel.
I never felt a pair.
I mean, some feel real, some don't. But for the most part, I'm just not a fan of them. But I get it, okay? I wasn't a fan of that. So I just it's silly to point, to poke fun at that. But in reality, let's think about some of the decisions that she made pre-Russell Wilson, and this is not me beating up Sierra. This is me actually speaking in rarely something that you hear me. This is me speaking actually in support of Sierra. Okay, she was dealing with your Futures, your Lil Bow Wows, 50 Cent, and it was sort of a clout chase, right?
Clout chase.
But then when she repurposed what kind of man she wanted, or what kind of relationship she wanted to have, or repurpose what her romantic relationships were going to take her. She then found somebody like a Russell Wilson, or rather, she got people in her circle, pursuant to what you're saying, to couple her up with someone like a Russell Wilson. We know that her publicist, her team, I believe it was her publicist or
his publicist.
They got together because they used to work together, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I agree. But at the same time, that's why I say you're leaving out certain kinds of variables. So then when I say or even unto themselves, so much as to you may have a woman who is dealing with somebody who may be irresponsible, not necessarily with money or all the other things that but maybe irresponsible with their purpose of the relationship, or the reason that they got into a relationship, right? So they stop dealing with the woman in a certain kind of way. They stop fooling with her in a certain kind of way, however you want to say it, and this exacerbates, I guess, fissures in the relationship to the point that she may or may not deal with another man, woman, or entity. It's 2021. I don't want to leave anybody out. So, but you know what I'm saying? Or she might be on OnlyFans with the little machine that's on the little. They nasty these days.
Yeah, they are nasty. And this is why I say they are not. See, Max said that they are loyal to the cootie cat, right? To where they cootie. I don't even believe that, because they can love a dude to death.
I never mentioned emotions.
I'm talking about with cootie cat action. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they love what the cootie cat do. You know what I'm saying? What he made the cootie cat do. And they will leave him.
This is a fact.
For $8. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I also said they love to the bag.
But who? Okay. Y'all familiar with Black Rob? R.I.P. to one of the greatest artists of all time. Okay, Black Rob has a song with the Locks called "Can I Live?"
I know.
All right, second verse, Styles P says, you know what I'm saying? You can't love the money. You can't love the money like niggas beside you, cause when the paper's gone, you gonna slide too. You loyal to the bag too. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of the times we get upset with women for being loyal to the bag, so to speak. And it's not even you know what? The majority of women, it's not even about the money. It's about security and not having to worry about if going on this trip to Jamaica is going to put them in the poorhouse. And now, let's be fair. A lot of us really can't afford these trips that we be going on. You know,
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not me raining down on y'all. You only get one. You only get so many orbits around the sun. Max that shit the fuck out and die with debt. I don't give a fuck. I encourage that. Max it out and die with debt. I'm like y'all like.
Hey, listen, I'm with you when you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't be miserable. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So, but at the same time,
Go Sheba.
right, go Shiva. But you have a lot of people with this mindset, and so they even take it into their relationships. I'm gonna say this: a lot of times, the disloyalty and low fidelity is a result of the value of their value system.
That's true. 100%.
Okay.
Okay, what do you value?
All right, what do you value?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Gorgeous Dre. If y'all get a chance, and y'all know,
I know Gorgeous Dre.
you know, I'm one of the main people. I don't like pumping other people's podcasts.
He
You
turned
don't like
all lights around, though.
But Gorgeous Dre has a thing called Daily Fire. And on one of his Daily Fires, he was talking about a woman dealing with had left her husband to deal with him when he had 7 girlfriends. And when people would query her about why she was cool with becoming with getting a divorce to become the 8th girlfriend, she started to speak about all the things that she valued in Dre. Now, he said his thing was, I showed her mansions and all of these things. I showed her all of these things that tickled her fancy. But the thing that she really valued about me was the fact that I could take care of all of these women. And that's the wild shit. That like I mean, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We get to that same place. You know what I'm saying? That's what the deal is. Like, they respect the thought of the money, the bread, the movement of the money, how the money moves. You know what I'm saying? You as an individual can be
Shout out Dion.
to be you could be one of the most outgoing, beautiful people as a human being ever.
Right.
Must be the money.
And if you are not in the realm of what they feel like they deserve, they will leave.
but that's the. I mean, I totally agree with you there for certain cases. But the fact of the matter is this, Jaquino, Max. How many times, and we've talked about this even when we were at the last venue, about how a lot of people make lateral moves, right? Especially in our class, especially in our city, where we are in Birmingham.
Man, these niggas be talking so much shit.
People pop a lot of shit, but you make a lateral move. You know, and you know what? I'm not one of these people who are going to absolve myself and act like I don't. I've said it on plenty of podcasts. I prefer not to deal with single mothers. The last 3 women that I've dealt with have been single women. I mean, single mothers. Right. And this is not me saying that I'm not going to. What I prefer to do and what I end up doing are sometimes are totally different things.
But it's a different level of loyalty when you deal with dudes dealing with women on that tip. Because a dude will be loyal to a chick that ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He will. See, the biggest misconception is that dudes throw women to the wolves on most of the time. Like, most people think dudes come out here and they be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I just they throw chicks to the wolves, that they use them and throw them up. But that don't usually how the shit go down. Usually when a dude discard of a chick, it's just a couple of things that's going against that chick for him to go ahead and get rid of. One is the attitude might be fucked up. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of chicks get fucked over. One being is because you cute. Yeah, you look real good. This, that, and the other. You look good on my resume. You know what I'm saying? You look good on the resume, but you ain't nothing I want to do long term. The reason why I can't do nothing with you long term, because I can't stand you. Your attitude bad, the way you look at life bad, everything is negative when it comes to what I want to try to do and what I want to try to move. Niggas, they find somebody else that's willing to say, oh, I think that's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? And niggas will fuck around and will go that route. Dudes will find a chick in McDonald's and build a life with her. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A chick is not doing that most like that. And you always hear that ride or die shit about motherfuckers talking about they'll ride or die chick. Those are lies. Those are lies conveniently for themselves a lot of times.
In order to be a rider, you need a roller.
The reason why they saying that shit at that particular one time is because whatever happened inside of that game, they didn't like the outcome or the result inside of that moment. But they was probably doing just as vicious a shit as the person that they said did to them.
Yeah.
I stood by him when he hadn't. No, you didn't. No,
I mean,
no, you didn't.
I mean,
no, you didn't.
Right. I feel like we ice and max out, or he just thinks, he just over there.
I'm listening. I'm just something else.
So, but a lot. You know what? I think that many times people are willing to believe. That they're riders or ride or die.
Right.
And like I just said, in order to be a rider, you know what I'm saying, you need a roller, vice versa.
Right.
Because somebody's going to be riding for you, you got to be rolling for them. I think, people have taken this, we're only in each other's lives for seasons shit, and they taking it to the max. You know what I mean? It's easy to say when you're no longer, when you made the decision to eject from a relationship or dismount from a relationship, regardless of where it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to find somebody better than me. One day. Niggas say that shit. Niggas say that shit. Like, and on the face of it, that's rude, and it's a slap in the face because this person put a lot, if not all of their stock in you, right? And so what they were saying when they did this was, regardless, you know what, Betty, I got a better way to say this. Okay, when people get married, and I know what people love to say, we ain't married, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all niggas be saying and shit. Y'all get in these committed relationships, and the main thing that sticks out to me is the fact of the word commitment and the fact that y'all believe that y'all have a commitment. So people try to respect that. There are people who don't, but whatever. And the same thing is going to happen when you decide to sign papers. Whether you're in a gay relationship, straight relationship, whatever the fuck. When you get married, I'm saying the same thing, the same way that people push those boundaries when you were in a regular relationship, people are going to do that otherwise. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The main thing that people focus on when they hear for better, for worse, is for better. For richer, for poor, they focus on the for richer. Right. Through sickness and health, they focus on the health. Because you know why? You don't have these things don't insinuate worry. And don't insinuate hardship. Right. So you know where I'm going. Yeah. These things but you know what insinuates worry? Poor. You know what insinuates worry? Sickness. You know what I'm saying? Like, for worse. Sometimes the worst comes before the better. Sometimes the poor comes before the rich, and sometimes the sickness comes before the health. And if you're not devoted, I'm tell you what's going to happen. The same thing that you beset onto somebody else is going to come back around on you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say some real shit. Dudes in general, like if there's any women out here actually on here listening at this particular time, dudes in general. Mm-hmm. Dude, we don't stay with sickly women long. You're not going into a beginning of a relationship. It'll be hard pressed for you to find a dude that stuck by a sickly chick long enough to be in a long term relationship with her when he knew she was sickly when he got with her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Your ailment is going to be a detractor from a long time. He may go into it for a good time inside of a moment, and he already got his way out, probably halfway through already, because he know you sickly. You know what I'm saying? He going to find a way to move on from that shit. Now, there's a lot of motherfuckers who don't like that. There's a lot of people who don't think that's a cool thing for dudes to do. But it's on the flip side, it's the same thing what happened when you got chicks who say they don't date dudes that ain't so tall, or you ain't this color, or you ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's the same. Everybody got their little preferences. And see, and the thing is that people overestimate they value to other people. Like, when you see all these motherfuckers up here crying and hollering about, oh, I'm a good person, I don't deserve this. Bitch, you ain't good. Let me tell you why you ain't good. Good people don't never have to say they good. The world gonna tell for them. I ain't never known a good chick that had to tell me she was a good chick. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you gonna see it. You gonna see it in the way they move. You gonna see it in the way they do. The motherfuckers that be up here complaining and crying all the time about, man, you wasn't shit in the first place, baby. Let me look dead into this camera. Let me tell you this. Baby, you wasn't shit in the first place, baby. You know what I'm saying? You was never good. Now you just getting off to make the other person that you was fucking with
Get
look
off the
bad.
fucking reels.
Oh, for real, son?
Nigga, I ain't on no reels.
But you was never what you thought you was. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was, you would never have to repeat. You didn't have to say this. This is what I am. I don't never see good women complain about men, about getting a man, finding a man, having a man. Good women always got a man. I ain't never seen a chick that was about that was about something that didn't have somebody. You see what I'm saying? Most of them, the chicks that's usually really about some shit, they probably married. Most of them.
I try not to keep it strictly to women or whatever. I'll just say this: people.
But that go for dudes too. When you see a nigga online hollering and crying about how some broad left him, and he was just trying to do the best thing and do right by blah blah blah. No, he wasn't.
I mean,
the fuck niggas got caught up in his gang shit and got now this is his way of getting sympathy to move on to some new shit. He was a fuck nigga. He was a fuck nigga before he started saying that shit, when he started saying that shit, and after he started saying that shit. And there's gonna be some fuck niggas that's gonna be on here right now. They're gonna be looking at me when I say this shit. Nigga, you been a fuck nigga. You got online and you went to talking about your fuck nigga fucked up shit that you did. You was fucked up before you got online, started talking about how motherfuckers treated you wrong. Nigga, if you was that good, you wouldn't even have to say how good you was, and you wouldn't even be complaining about that shit. You know to move on to the next situation.
I'll say this much. I remember about 8 years ago. 8 years ago. I stay over by Legion Field, and I stay by the Shell Arkadelphia. So I walk to the Shell on Arkadelphia, right? Pick me up some goodies from the store.
This ain't gonna be one of them.
No, it's not. So check it. I'm on my way back from the store, right? 2 doors down from my house, I get robbed.
Okay.
I ain't did nothing to nobody.
Okay.
I've not sat on. I ain't did shit. Okay. Now I'll say this much: if I was to say that I can't believe these niggas robbed me, I ain't never did nothing to nobody. How could this happen to me? You know what I'm saying? Am I a fuck nigga?
No. Let's get it straight. Wait. That's a different kind of circumstance. You didn't choose those people to deal with.
No, this is okay, right? So what I'm saying is, you have people who we talked about this before, give representations of themselves, and as time goes on, chip, the mask comes off.
Okay.
And now, you know what I'm saying? You done brought this nigga a pineapple upside down cake with whipped cream in the middle of the pineapples with the cherries on top, and he just give you a right cross across your teeth. You like, whoa, buddy, what's going on here?
First of all, you gotta know who to get a pineapple.
You saw a mark.
You came into the game. Listen, you are responsible for the good and the bad in your life. God. You go into a situation, especially when you. First of all, big mistake most people make, they don't know how to date, so they go into these situationships all the time where we meet and we like each other at first. This is who I'm with, right? And you ain't learned nothing about this person for real. You don't even know if that person can be what you need them to be. You know what I'm saying? In the long term. So now when you get together and once it come out that they can't be what you need to be, now you salted because it didn't work out. Now is the bitch ass nigga or is the fuck ass
little dick ass nigga
or the stinking ass bitch.
Little stinking ass bitch.
Where the perspective come from at that particular point in time?
Go down the hole.
But it was on you. You should have looked out for yourself better by taking the time to understand who the fuck you was dealing with before you got that involved with them. You see what I'm saying? I can't blame.
But bro, sometimes people flip on you.
They can flip on you, but they got history. You think flipping on you was the first time they flipped on a nigga?
No, but if I don't know none of the other niggas that they do,
It's like you take some time to get to know them well enough to know that they can flip.
You know, it's interesting.
But how long are you supposed to? So okay, hold on.
Listen,
How long are you supposed to date somebody before you decide?
for me, honestly,
Yeah,
you probably, as far as you talking about seriously dating.
yeah.
Seriously dating somebody
Before you move into relationship phase.
before you move into a relationship, I would think you need to get to know a person almost 8 months to a year before you tell
Fuck
me.
no, I don't have that kind of time.
I mean, but
That's a waste of my fucking time. I get.
You're saying that, Max. You're saying that, Max. Some people date 4 months, get married. Some people date 4 months, then get a relationship, then get married.
Right.
Some people date for 3-4 years. It vary across the board. But this is the thing that a lot of us tend to not consider. We live in a time where people now have considerable access not only to you, but to the person that you like or have strong emotions for.
Okay.
And we are living in a time now where people are, regardless of their relationship status, are availing themselves to potential suitors. And I'm not saying that this is a thing that everybody is doing, but because it's the time that we're living in, and it has happened to every person in this room, this is a thing that we have to consider. If this has happened to 3 out of 3 people,
right,
and let's multiply that times 10.
Wait, speak for yourself, buddy.
Nigga,
Go on.
I don't care how light-skinned you are.
Light skin ain't got nothing to do with it.
Or about you having that diamond with the K with the diamond.
Ain't none of that got nothing to do with
everything to
it.
do.
Because first of all, I don't lead with that.
I'm not saying you leave with any of these things.
Chicks don't even know what I'm
I'm
gonna do
just
until
kicking
they
you in
see
your
me
ankle
around.
because I can. I'm just kicking you in your ankle because I
I
can.
clearly, little nigga. But no, seriously, man. I also think you got to get with somebody like-minded though, and I think that's a lot of times we don't do that as men. We go for ass and titties and pretty face, and
No, we don't.
hold on. Your last hold on.
We gonna be honest.
Hold on, you said your last 3 situations were single moms, right?
Yeah.
What about them that you like? Cause it wasn't the kids.
Fuck them kids.
I mean,
it ain't your beauty. It's your booty.
yes. I like them because the first thing that I'm attracted to is your physical attractiveness.
Okay.
But time out. Aside from that, I get to talk to you. If I don't like how you coming off to me at all, I can 86 you. Like that.
So they were all 3 like-minded, right?
I mean, in the beginning.
For the most part, exactly.
Okay, and let's take me for instance, right? I'm an anomaly for a lot of people. Like if you don't know me, you won't understand.
Yeah.
Right? You can talk to me. We can have one of the greatest conversations in the world sitting around the bar in a social setting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing most chicks don't know that I'm not social. I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a social person. I am really an introvert. I really don't like to spend my time talking to people on a regular basis. This is something I had to learn to force myself to do. You know, I'm cool with being able to talk to people in public. You know what I'm saying? I can have a conversation and go on like that. But once I leave you, I don't never have to talk to you again. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm good with being by myself. I don't have to see you every day. I definitely don't have to call you every day. I don't have to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like if I talk to you 2 times a month, I'm cool. I don't have no problem with that. But it's other people that have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they see me doing certain things that they deem to be social. But I'm an introvert. I'm super introverted. So I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? So it gonna take you a while to understand this is who I am. Because if you looking at the first couple times you talking about going on a date, I am spectacular. Nigga. We on a date, you know what I'm saying? Like I am engaged, intriguing, you know what I'm saying? All this good shit, this, that, and the other, right? And if I don't ever see you again, I'm still gonna be engaged and intriguing when I'm on dates. But
here's the thing though, you don't look at a date as a quick door open to a relationship.
right.
It's not a automatic door to a relationship. You look at it as what it is. It's a date. It's two people hanging out, having a good time.
Exactly, because that's what dating is.
Now,
Dating is not relationshiping, and people are relationshiping now. They going in there, they see you, they like you, they sit down with you, and now we in a relationship.
But see, this is the thing, though. Think about who we come, the kind of. All right. Things happen kind of in succession, if you will. And some people will say that things are devolving. It depends on the perspective you choose to take. So you have an option to see things a certain way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down and stuff on the book. So Kenny J was saying everybody grown has agendas. Period. If you don't have the same agenda, then there's that. Right?
Tell Kenny J I love her deep down in my soul. Not to beat me up when she see me.
Kate was talking about his lies, and I'm assuming she's talking about the good people part.
There are good people out here.
Yeah.
Who is that said that's lies?
Kate.
Well, first of all, Kate, they can't, you won't know they good people because they too fucking short. That's my sister, but I gotta get on. I gotta pick with her about it. I gotta pick with her about it. She ain't fucking with no midgets.
She ain't listen.
And she'll tell you that though.
She'll tall drink of water, cause
But I gotta follow up for y'all though. Real shit.
Okay.
So we're talking about succession. You mentioned succession, right?
Okay.
So what are one of the signs that you need from a woman to tell you that it's okay to proceed after that first date? I ain't talking about when you first meet her. Say y'all meet, you go on dates. But what is something that you need from a woman to say, hey, I'm gonna keep on trying to date her?
I'm saying, but that's what I said. I don't know, because like, okay, just imagine, you know what I mean, when our grandparents were dating, it's like, you know, oh, Earl, you know, you got a good job over there at the steel mill.
Nah, but see, Earl had competition though. Earl had niggas that got to come sit on the porch. Granddad and them sit up in there, they could grill Earl.
Hey, Earl, you work at the steel mill. Okay. I got good eggs. Let's get together. Voila. All right. And so that's kind of how the shit started. And then niggas is still trying to do that. Like, but it's like, you know, I got a good job at Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a good job at Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's the same thing, except not all the niggas is in the inbox under every picture and all of this shit. So what does it take for me to see or to feel like I can proceed if this person is consistently giving me what I would consider a certain level of undivided attention that I didn't ask for. So if you're like, okay, like let's just say after the first date, you're consistently calling me, right? Or you're consistently texting, or you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's hang out, you know what I'm saying? Or you calling me and ask me about, you know what I mean? Like, we just went on a date. We was together for 4 or 5 hours. Now you're asking me for my advice on, like, critical decisions almost. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't saying they're critical decisions, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm asking my advice for shit. And you're doing it on a consistent basis. You're consistently trying to figure out how you can fit yourself into my schedule. And this is like, okay, yeah.
Or you are trying to feed your ego. You know what I'm saying? Some people get off on being the person that know the shit. You know what I'm saying? And women play that game too. Like, my biggest thing is I listen for.
But this nigga here, I can see how you get caught up like that though. Cause you open these women's eyes up to the big words and
oh my God.
These niggas with money, yeah, they got a bunch of degrees, but it don't take a lot of intelligence to get degrees. You just gotta be focused enough to do your work. So you get to using these $100 words and y'all only had a $10 meal. I can see where they get caught up with you.
So what you said, I sprinkle it?
I mean, you being yourself, but a lot of women ain't used to that.
Yeah.
You ask a chick, next chick you meet, ask her when is the last time she just sat down and had an intelligent discussion about anything.
See, and that's another thing too. Like you said, like on the first date, one of the things that you're gonna listen to say you're gonna go back, it depends on what you're there for, right? Because a lot of times when I go on a first date, I'm going on a first date for different reasons. I don't go in there every time looking for a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna be a potential long time. I may be just looking for a good time inside of the moment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Inside of dating. So if I'm going in there and I'm listening to, let's just say I'm in the mood where I don't want no real connection with nobody. I just want to go have fun. And you know what I'm saying? She might be cute enough for me to say I want to dig out. That's decent enough for me to say. I can say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's all I want to do inside that situation. I'm not listening for nothing intelligent, heartfelt.
Yeah, you just trying. You wait for the
I'm
magic
listening
word.
to her say the shit like, I like to travel all the time. I like to party. I like to, you know what I'm saying? Me and my friends.
listen.
I like to move
I like to hear the detachment part of her life. I like to hear that she gone, that she hang out with her friends a lot, that they always moving, that they always moving. I mean, we ain't gonna never be shit for real. You ain't got time for me. I really ain't got time for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all I gotta do is be a good time for now. We ain't gotta have no long term shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So,
And the ones that the ones that now if you talking about the ones that fuck me up and make me stay longer than what I wanted to, those be the ones that actually have a conversation about something that probably pull me in. You know what I'm saying? Something interesting in life. You know what I mean? Like something I'm into.
But I'm gonna tell you something. This is the thing. Okay, so it's kind of like you said. You got to remember the purpose for which you show up. A lot of us are showing up though for a plethora of purposes. One of the purposes, some of the purposes, rather, many purposes can be present at one time, right? So I might show up for pussy, for politics, for relationship, okay, for counseling, for play. For a whole bunch of
for a whole plethora of shit.
for a whole bunch of reasons, right? And so on top of all of that, though, all right, I might. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, okay? Because, and I'm gonna have to take something that Castillo said real quick. There's sometimes a nigga is just like, or a girl, like they've been crushing on you forever, right? Okay. And then they get you in front of them. They like, yeah, this shit right here is not where it's at, but I still kind of want to see what it tastes like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, and so now you got some people who Netflix is $10 a month, $14 a month.
Okay.
You know. But some people out here ain't worth the $4.99 a month that they charging on OnlyFans. Hey, look. But I'm gonna say this though: if you selling it for $4.99 on OnlyFans and Netflix is $10, I'm just saying.
Okay, so we got what's that said? Justin. She says everybody wants consistency. This is what A. Marie said.
Yeah.
If she didn't call confide, then it would be, oh, she's this and that, but she's not consistent, and that may be what you're looking for at that particular time.
I hate when people be like, at that particular time. Look, man, like I said, sometimes worse comes before the better. Sometimes the poor comes before the rich, and sometimes the sick comes before the health. Yeah, most of us, I'm going to say this, man, and I apologize if I've been watching too much Game of Thrones past few days, because that's like one of the greatest shows of all times.
It wasn't better than the show that Jackson State put on y'all last though, 68-15.
Well, listen,
but anyway,
go ahead,
keep going.
Your word is supposed to mean something. And I'm just bringing it back around to the beginning where he said, when we were talking about loyalty, your word is supposed to mean something. And your behavior is supposed to back up what it is that you say.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. There are gonna be times where the people who you've spoken and declared your commitment to are gonna fall short of your expectations. Number one, they've not Many times they've not laid down with anybody else. They've not said anything against you. They may have just been annoying, or they may have fell short in a certain kind of. But I'm gonna tell you something: changing who you are to be with somebody, because a lot of times that's what has to happen. It doesn't happen overnight.
I disagree with that.
Okay, whatever. But it doesn't happen.
I still disagree with it. You should have to change who you are to be with somebody.
That's cool. I said, and that's why I said, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you shouldn't have to, but you will, and you gonna do it. You know why?
I don't think you will.
You know why? You don't think you will, and then here it is, 3 years later, and people don't know. People are saying that they don't know who you are, but you've made a concerted effort to change it. Sometimes it's not even for the people; it's so that this situation goes a little bit smoother, so that this feels a little bit better, right? But it's not. This is not simply because it's not simply because you're changing simply for this person. But either way, you made a commitment, or you said you was gonna stay down with this person, and all it takes is somebody getting in your ear. All it takes is for the crowd to the crowd to say that this person don't fit with you. All it takes is for some bullshit.
The aesthetic, yeah.
Like and a whole bunch of other outside shit. So now fidelity becomes a question. Now loyalty becomes a question. A greater issue for me is. A lot of people claim a lot of people claim these forevers even before they sign the paper, and the paper shouldn't change. The fact that you signed the paper and it now was recognized by the state shouldn't change what the commitment was before. You know what I'm saying?
It shouldn't.
You let this nigga nut all off in you. You let this girl squirt and play water sports all off in your face. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Crazy.
I'm just saying. But now, because it ain't a piece of paper sign, you know what I'm saying? You can't do X, Y, Z, or you ain't got to be loyal, or all of this shit. People got a million and one excuses, bro.
Yeah, and that goes back to people not knowing what they need from other people. We all know what we want, right? Mm-hmm. My main purpose for me is to figure out what I need from a situation. I know what I want from a situation, right? And can I get what I need from what I want sometimes? Sometimes that shit ain't possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, it's a lot of dudes that love hoes. You hear me? Love hoes.
I know
go to the mat for a hoe, right? But the hoe ain't nothing that they need for the greater good of who they are as human beings, for what they looking for long-term situations, right? Mm-hmm. And they try to converge them hoes into a long-term piece of, you know what I'm saying?
Like, man, I can't believe she do me like this.
Right. But she could never be what you needed. She was always with whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always get beat up for talking about this same shit, but I'm gonna say this shit again. When I say bisexual chicks ain't marriage material, right? People get mad. Yo, you love the bisexual bras. Y'all do all the bisexual shit. Y'all enjoy that shit together, right? Until you gotta commit to it long term. And then now you it don't be her fault. It be the nigga fault for trying to fit into a world that don't belong to him.
Well, let's not say it don't belong to him. Let's say it wasn't meant for him to live there for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. That shit ain't long term sustainable for you.
Right,
bro. It's a couple of things that gonna come inside the situation. You got so many different. Marriage commitment is hard enough on its own, by itself, right?
Well, that's the word you gotta take. If you enter a situation like that, you gotta let the commitment. You gotta take the commitment out of it.
Exactly. It cannot be a committed thing. So can you do a non-committed relationship with somebody you giving your money, time, effort to?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, though. People are out here spending their money, resources, time.
Okay.
Hey, and the ultimate thing, their freedom.
Okay.
With you. My freedom to move, my freedom to go. Hey, look, let's just say we go to motherfucking Houston, Dallas, Phoenix, where the fuck?
Right.
Denver, where the fuck ever, right? I'm out there. When I move, you gotta move, right? Now I'm attached to you. You know what I'm saying? This is called bonding time, right? Now, let's just say I done spent money on you. Hotel room.
Okay.
Rental car. Uber. Plane ticket. You know what I'm saying? But now, I'll come back to Birmingham, and Cassandra want to spend time with me. You know what I'm saying? Now I take Cassandra to Dirty Ashes. You know what I'm saying? And all of this shit. They ain't spent no money, right? But now I done spent money. I swear to God, the moment I see you out with Jaquino,
that nigga gonna be hot. You
man, fuck you, Jaquino. And when I see Jaquino at the Assholes Anonymous podcast.
But here go the other part of even inside that shit, right? Here go the
you my man, Jaquino.
It's the inequality that you're talking about inside of that situation is prevalent too when it comes to men and women dating, right? Mm-hmm. Because no matter what it is that a woman is asking from me as a man, right? No matter what it is, right? She ain't doing as much as I'm doing.
I abstain from this because the women that I've dealt with have spent equal money. So I want to abstain because I'm on camera and I want to say for the record that the women that I've dealt with have been equal in parting with their purse as much as I've been equal in parting my purse. So I'm not involved in this. I'm just saying hypothetically. Y'all have been great and I appreciate everythking that y'all ever done for me. I appreciate y'all.
It ain't a situation where I've been with somebody who do more for me.
You unlucky motherfucker.
I'm just saying, that's just what it is.
You are unlucky.
You going into the realm of being man, right? And for what everybody, from what the majority of women say they want from a man, right? Nothing about that situation is gonna be equal. There's nothing about that you gonna come.
Okay. You know what? I'll agree with you on the facet of expectation. Of what's expected out of the man.
Right.
Okay, so but when I'm saying since I've been out of the concrete college, March 29, 2010. Since I've been back home, yeah, you know what I'm saying. No, it would BYU. It's Brickyard University. Alabama inmate serial number 268-718.
Y'all didn't remember that shit.
Wow, yeah, because you got to. Because the next time I get knocked, I gotta repeat it. But anyway, but since I've been home, I can honestly say that the women that I've dealt with, I've been fortunate enough to deal with women who've been just as willing to part with their purse as I've been willing to part with mine.
Now here go the $1 million question, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
How many of them you kept?
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Hey, listen.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Listen, when it's all said and done, here go the problem with that situation, right? You gonna always lose a chick to a nigga that's willing to do the inequality shit.
Right. You know what? That's facts, though.
Yeah, that's
and see, but what I'm saying was, I was literally only saying that to say to give them their due. When I'm saying, but to your point is, lateral moves. Lateral moves.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Lateral moves.
All right, but on the same token, big bro, I'm not disagreeing with you. But when you get to the expectation, though, now let's just say crib, you got the crib, the car, and everything paid for. You have the separate account, the particularly just expense and bills account, where all of your money is drawn out automatically out of that account simply to pay for bills and all of that shit. Yeah, that shit, my nigga. Have that shit if you want to keep them up. Anyway, I'm saying all of that shit. Your whole situation is square, prospectively. But we talk about fidelity and loyalty.
Loyalty.
Yeah, you can have all of that shit, right? Mm-hmm. But let's just say that you got, two kids. You know what I'm saying? And they got two different dads, right? Mm-hmm. But you got a nigga that's looking out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't none of his kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, get to the shit, man.
But then my hair's curly.
Right, whatever.
And my skin is dark.
Okay, whatever.
And my voice is deep. And we just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? And you out of town. And they went, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all that shit.
And here you is.
All y'all fucking.
Here you is at this bar in Nashville, feeling on my dick. And the next thing I done fucked you.
All y'all fucking. All y'all fucking. You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole thing. I said this before a couple of weeks ago. It's gonna be a dude who ain't got no money. They're gonna take a rich chick girl. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a rich dude. They gonna come across a dude with money that don't got no money. Gonna take his girl. It's gonna happen. You gonna lose them in this game because to most people it's a game. See what I'm saying? They only playing the game. They ain't trying to be. They're not trying to find a serious relationship.
Shoot, some of these people be in serious relationships and overlap.
No. They be in bullshit. They be in the shit that they want to get. They want to get. You see what I'm saying? Like you put me in a better position. Just like I said, it's certain chicks that you date because you look good, because they look good on my resume, not because I actually like her as a human being. You know what I'm saying? And inside of that being said, or she feels good on my resume. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily because she's a good person, not necessarily because she's the nicest person I've ever been with, not necessarily because I like her too much. It's because she look good. She look good when she looking up at me with Bambi eyes and that tear rolling down her cheek, and I do the little smudge. You know what I'm saying? That's when she look good to me. It's certain things that people use people for a period. Just like you were saying with a dude. Sometimes with dudes in certain situations, a chick could get with him only because he feel an aesthetic that she want to feel on inside of that moment. Not necessarily because she see a future with him, but because, you know what I'm saying, she see a moment with him. You feel what I mean? Like it's plenty of niggas got the penitentiary and they got boss pussy. Pussy everywhere. They fucking everything, right? Niggas come, you know what I'm saying?
I got a lot of them when I came out.
I'm talking about shit. There's a lot of niggas that come out there and do that because the niggas ain't got time to do it, but to put work into their body and come out with some kind of different philosophy that they have from sitting up in there with all that time that they got. Even if the philosophy is another nigga philosophy, they got it. And they got a new perspective from what they had from when they went in there. So now they can talk about something they couldn't talk about before they went in there, and they fucking on the level that they probably weren't fucking on before they came out, right?
That's insane.
But
it's facts.
But
I know because you know what I'm saying. I live life.
But this motherfucker, that motherfucker can't sustain that shit, and he gonna be out on his ass sooner or later if he ain't got that kind of drive to be what she feel like he needs.
Man, but that's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something was wild. A lot of people will see people. They see blood in the water, right?
Exactly.
All right, so let's just say, Jaquino, you're in a relationship.
Okay.
And it's not hitting the skids, but it's just kind of rough right now.
Rough relationship. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just, really what y'all need is a little mediation.
Okay. That's what you need.
Okay. Number one, both parties need to be open and willing to receive said mediation. But let's just say that this doesn't happen, right? There are going to be people who recognize or that you're going to tell, whether it's you or she, about the issue in your relationship. And it may not even be the overarching issue, and it may be something mundane that can be, worked out. But this person who now is motivated by the fact that they're sexually attracted to you. Right. They've been talking to you outside of the issues that you're having in your relationship. Right. They like you because of your personality and some of the things because of your belief system. Right. What they're going to do, they're going to try to exasperate the problems because the person they see you as food. Right. You're prey. So check it. There's going to be somebody that's talking to you, Jaquino, and they know, like, well, that girl is XYZ, and I'm not saying you know what I'm saying, but let's just generalize you, even though we know you're a unicorn. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Before you know it, she in the truck sucking your dick. Right. And here you feel some kind of way because you really love your girl, but you done got your dick sucked. You know what I'm saying?
She stroked my ego.
Right.
She made me feel good about who I am.
And not only this, she's always giving you security and reassurance and all of these different things. But you upset with your girl still. Yeah. And now this person over here is looking great. Right, and then
exponentially.
All right, and then you get with them. You leave your girl. You get with them.
And she ain't shit neither. But that's
time out. But I'm gonna say this: you could have worked it out with your girl, or your girl. Let's just say this on vice versa. Your girl could have worked it out with you, and let time do what time was going. Y'all not spending any bonding time together, not getting any mediation of the problem. Papers not signed, so y'all ain't sewn in together, right? Y'all ain't got kids or whatever it is. People got a billion excuses of why a relationship that there really wasn't even a relationship that was sick that I could have gave a little cough drop to, why it had to end. Okay, or why I was disloyal, or why I did X, Y, Z, and really you didn't do anything really intentional to repair the relationship or to even avoid being disloyal.
But that come back to the point that I was saying before. You don't know him well enough to know that that's something that y'all could have worked through. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like these problems come about. You ain't even take the time to say, if I'm the type of person that can work through shit like that, that you know what I'm saying? Like who I am as a human being, can I be with what this person need inside of the situation? We do a lot of shit, but we really don't take the time to get to know ourselves, and don't take the time to get to know who we dealing with well enough to even be in relationships, long term, short term, whatever the fuck term it is. And then on top of that, we got children involved in a lot of this shit, right? That we don't even have our own philosophy and life down pat, right? But we giving our children this shit, or giving somebody else children this shit to take on with them, right? I was looking at something about zeitgeist earlier today, right? And they were saying how children in the womb in the 3-month stage, if the mother was starving, right, was having problems with being malnourished in any kind of way this time, the child get used to being malnourished, right? And so it impact the way that they are once they born. So once they born, they start coming out, their bodies tend to try to retain everything. So they'll end up later on with like high blood pressure, sugar. You know what I'm saying? Blase, because they went through the sugar. Yeah, the sugar. You know what I'm saying? All that little shit, they'll get that shit later on in life because their body is, you know what I'm saying? They body, this is how their body retain shit. The trauma from that play a part in what they go on in, right? So now imagine you dealing with this shit when you dealing with a chick who so not sure about who she is, she willing to take on anybody. Be it man, be it woman, you know what I'm saying? Willing to take on anybody. And they bringing that philosophy to a baby, a child that's sitting up there with them every day. And they'll say, oh, my child don't see what I do, right? That child only see everything you do, right? And that affects them to go on to be. So when you start seeing these generations of children that you feel like getting worse and worse and worse, and philosophy getting worse and worse and worse and worse, right? You doing it. We doing it. You know what I'm saying? Cause go back to the dating thing when you was talking about Earl and Auntie goddamn Sylvester sitting on the motherfucking porch, right? They had a better dating scheme than we got right now. I mean, because they had scrutiny. They had scrutiny from the parents, the folks. You know what I'm saying? Like every now and then you just better run off.
But this is the wild shit. And it's not, everybody's not like this, but you got a lot of people who the relationship is simply an accessory to their life.
True.
It should be.
It's true.
A good ass accessory, but it's an accessory nonetheless.
I'm not talking about accessory like how you talking about it. I'm talking about accessory like this, like I got this on my ear.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to enhance you.
No, this is not for enhancement.
Yes, it is.
But I'm saying,
so why did you get it?
To the naked eye.
Unless you want, because you ain't dressed up like Prince.
I'm really
and you've been wearing it for a while. So why you get it?
I mean, but it stands for something for me.
What does it stand
somebody
for?
else is a crucifix. It's an O and a T and an F to me. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm not gonna say it on camera. I'll say it off camera. But this ain't for everybody to know because it's trade secret. But
I feel like it still enhances you because it sparks conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
I'm sure people ask you, why you got that in your ear?
But, like, okay, you got some people who don't mind having the child, but they don't want the man. You got some people who don't want who don't mind having the child, but they don't want the woman. Look, hey, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. It's a lot of niggas out here with juniors.
Bad as hell, too. They still get him every other weekend, but they mad as hell.
Right. It's
Why
like,
have
and when I'm
baby
saying
with
like
her?
there's a lot of niggas out here with juniors. The only thing he ever wanted in life was a nigga named Junior after him. Don't fuck with the little nigga until his goddamn picture day or some shit like that. Then you got some chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like everything they can do. Everything they can do. But shit, I'm talking about daddy living in the house with the nigga and all of this shit. It's her baby this, her baby that. I ain't never showed that nigga. You see his toenail in the goddamn picture every once in a while. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but shit, we done talked about this shit before. But I say all that to say this. You have people who are dealing with folks not because they wanted a real live. When you got niggas that are buying chains, right? And buying Hellcats and Trailhawks and all of this shit, and they're showing that off, right? You got these girls buying these purses, these wigs, shoes, and all of these other things because, you know, look and because of image and all of this stuff. How many people are truly saying or truly out there selling like, I want a family? And when I say I want a family, I mean, you know, I want children. I want life insurance. I want home insurance. I want car insurance. I want to sit in the pickup line. I want to actually be involved in the PTA. And I'm talking about.
I'm doing everything but that damn pickup line. Hell no, fuck that
But I'm
pickup
saying,
line.
like, people aren't talking about all of this shit. And like, look, man. I remember growing up in the 90s and seeing my mom passed away in 93, but my mom was actively involved in the PTA, right? My dad, who had a wife, right? I'm born out of an extramarital affair. My dad was still on the PTA board at my school, right? And so I used to see married couples and all this stuff. Like, I want to be able to bring my kid back to the Glen Oaks little Halloween party and do all of this shit. Like the diamonds and all of that shit don't come along until you get old, right? And now look at people. This ring, rings be big as fuck. Don't even match the fucking wedding band. Can't even wear a fucking wedding band. You know what I'm saying? And wedding bands don't even matter anymore.
Man.
Like so the point that I'm making is the purpose of a lot of these relationships is to be an accessory to a life that's lived based off of visions of grandeur that aren't realized.
Somebody else's vision.
Right.
Not even yours.
Right. I'm sorry it took me so long to say this.
Yeah, because you don't even know yourself well enough to know if this ain't even like you. Because, like I said, I travel for a living.
Yeah.
Right? I hate traveling. I hate this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when these motherfuckers be posting these pictures about where they going and what they doing. I don't like that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I post my pictures after the fact. It's been 2 weeks. I've been back.
I don't even want to. I understand the logistics of getting there. I don't even want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. Y'all going somewhere, talking about you going on a trip.
Until you traveled as a couple, you do not know the hell that goes into traveling.
Not beyond that, and you only going for so long. Most of the time, most people ain't going on vacation. They go on these little trips. They doing a weekend. They doing 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying? Blase. Ain't nothing about that shit fun. You
I might disagree with you on that one.
This shit, y'all can have that shit.
You're trying to.
If you, cause usually when you go there, people have their agendas about where they want to be, where they want to go, and what they want to see, right?
Right.
Whichever way it go, right? First of all, I didn't want to be there in the first place. That was
That's just 'cause you
so now it wasn't that
Right.
whatever the fuck.
Oh,
y'all niggas.
Grinch ass nigga.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about.
Take ass nigga.
So beyond that, when it come down to it, and when you on your trip and you eating shrimp out your goddamn champagne glass and all that shit, I be like, man, the last place in the world I wanted to be was where you was. You know what I'm saying? Cause that shit ain't relaxing.
No, I don't know what you're saying.
But that's what
You gotta stop going motherfuckers you don't like.
Nah, it ain't even that going up.
See, he don't like traveling
I don't
the
like
logistics of it. So what he's saying is, you know,
I don't like that
if
shit.
he could just snap his finger and be there and then just chill. that'd be
A
cool.
perfect
But he
vacation
don't
me.
wanna-
A perfect vacation me would be if I went with no luggage, got on the plane, went there, and everything that I got when I was there, I got there. You know what I'm saying? And bring it back like that.
Okay, Big Meech.
I'm just saying, for me, I have to pack up,
But, I mean,
go somewhere, unpack, do this shit.
But everybody, that shit ain't for everybody.
It ain't.
I'm not saying it should be
It
either.
ain't.
I just.
But
But
the disdain, goddamn it.
But even beyond that, but all this shit go back into it is the story I wanted to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We gonna end this thing off from that. So it was this chick pregnant. She already had 5 children.
God dang.
Got pregnant by a dude that she knew from high school.
Okay.
Right? He was in the military.
Okay.
Right? She tells him she pregnant with the baby. He tells her, you got to get rid of it. I got a wife. I got other children. Blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the other. You already got 5. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this shit. Right? Yeah, I guess she went on I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You just get ready. Right? Nigga rolled down the freeway, shot her on the highway. She ran off the road. First police thought when she ran off the road, she just had a wreck and killed her and the unborn baby. Then they examined a little further, saw it was bullet holes. You know what I'm saying? Saw that she had got shot. Come to find out, the dude was a high school friend of hers that they had been fucking around. Like I say, he was in Georgia. They was in Georgia. They came, you know what I'm saying, fucking around, blah, blah. But he was in the military in Kentucky. Nigga get back to Kentucky. They come along. They come arrest this nigga, right? And the thing being is that inside of that whole situation, right, he was fucking around with a chick he considered to be his little jump off. Right? She was fucking around with a nigga she seen as a paycheck. Right? Both of their lives now, and the unborn child life, and their children lives, and his wife and his children they are destroyed. Because one, for him, he didn't take the time to understand that this was a relationship he could not do before he did it. Yep. Right? 2, she didn't understand who the fuck she was fucking with before she got, you know what I'm saying? She saw that nigga as a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? I'm pregnant, and then obviously this is some shit she always do because she got 5 other children. Right? So inside of that, now one of them got to know the person, even though they knew each other, didn't know the person well enough to know what they was capable of, what they was going. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the do. You took some shit that should have been a moment. You made it too long, and that shit ran out until all the shit ran out. But that's what happened to us a lot of times in these relationships that we fuck with, right? We go up there, we fuck with people that we should only fuck with for a minimal amount of time. Ain't nothing you can do long term, right? Like, people tell you shit about themselves and we cut that shit off. Chick told me one time, she said, I don't believe that you can be in a relationship and nobody not cheat, right?
Well, I can't date her.
But long term, we can't be shit. You see what I'm saying? There is no future for a relationship like that.
Exactly.
Motherfucker just told you they can't do it. But you know what a motherfucker do? Think, because it's me. Oh, I can get, you know what I'm saying? That's different with me. No, the fuck it ain't.
No, it ain't.
You know what I'm saying? This that motherfucker. This is the philosophy of that person.
Right. I'm telling y'all some things, bro. You were right about that. Now, time out. Some people's hair do turn gray after a while. And I ain't saying that a tiger changes stripes. Yeah. But stripes do fade.
Yeah. But
as the tiger ages.
But it gonna have to be, you gonna have to see a pattern of that change inside of that fade. You see what I'm saying?
That's felt. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you gonna say that you gonna accept somebody, don't do it half cop. You gotta accept them people for real. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm gonna tell you something. You gonna call yourself thinking that you changing them. You're not changing these people.
Right.
They just retarding certain things about themselves to be in this situation because they don't want to fuck up this kind of security, this kind of bag, or what have you.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you something, man. The moment that they show themselves.
Right.
The moment that they show us and shit, some of this shit that you already seen and you pretended that you know what I'm saying? But they not like Keno said, they not gonna do it to me. Man, I'm here to tell you done already got did.
Right. It's already over with.
And you probably ain't even seen it.
Bruh, listen. And that be the hard part about it, because you'll go up there and you'll say, You know, because of me, it ain't gonna be this way. But they, like you said, it's already done. They already did it. They been doing this shit. If the last 3 relationships that they was in was overlapping relationships, while they was in a relationship, they was already in a relationship with somebody else at that particular time. You think because you came along just now that you the shit that ended that shit? No, nigga. When that motherfucker find somebody else they like, they gonna overlap with you too. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. They ain't got no track record of them not doing that. So you gonna be the first one to take that experimental chance with this stupid motherfucker? No, you shouldn't be.
This stupid motherfucker.
I mean, but that's the thing. You go into these situations, okay? Like niggas be talking about, I don't care what she did in her past, right?
Man, you better.
I don't care what she did in her past. That was before me. That was blah 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 blah. Okay, in her past meant the 3 niggas that was on the side of you, she was sucking them niggas' dick.
If you can't look at the person you with now and y'all talk about whatever happened in this relationship or that relationship that they was in, you can't look them in their face and say, you know what, I understand and you left that relationship, but you know what, you was wrong right here. You was wrong
right now. That's when you can't judge about it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like people will be doing shit and then shit you like, man, it be people on the side, they be telling you to do that shit to them just so you can get with them. Right? And that be the, and then you get well, you know what I'm saying? I know I told you, but now you can't do that to me.
Right.
Man, nigga, fuck you.
Right.
Bro, because that's how they mind, well, go
you lose me how you got
it. I'm gonna tell you like this. You can't tell me not to do that shit. You know you pulled me away from that situation. Man, girl, fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? You lose me how you got it.
Not only that, shit, you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand why the fuck you would want to be somebody who was willing to do that anyway.
Man, because people are strange.
I know.
And look,
I just said I don't understand. I know they strange.
Look, I've done some things in life, love, dating, mating, and relating that I cannot begin to explain. Other than the fact that I am strange, I'm a stranger unto myself. Sometimes when I met with certain people and certain experiences, I am, and there's things that I expect to do.